All right, ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages and identifications,
And my phone.
and Samsung and Android users all alike. Keep that in. Keep that in. It's your boy, Space Boy Elroy, here with the man, the myth, and the motherfucking legend, Mrs. Zane,
Oh,
here to bring you episode 59 of The Hidden Six.
man.
We live from the alternate caldera. You know, we had to change
This
charter
they just tried
courses.
to bomb the caldera, but we in the litter.
That we
They
had to
can't
make
find
moves,
us
dog.
out here.
How you been? How you
Damn.
been?
I've been great, Craig. How are you, man?
Good, man. I'm chilling.
Guys, Craig took me a tour today of his new place, and I love it. The feng shui is super nice.
It's like
Um,
upstairs, total modern, everything you would
mhm,
like. Downstairs, hop into my time machine. You know what I mean? We straight Austin
I
powered
told
it
you we
back to the
walked into
70s.
this that 70s show
That's
set.
it.
Yeah, I was expecting to see Kelso and all that.
We're missing like a smoky background and a
Lava
quick
lamp.
close-up shot of us and our reactions. I
Yeah.
was last minute about to hook up some like LED lighting in here,
Start getting the
but it was
trippy.
gonna look mad jank.
Yeah,
So
you would
as
have
time
to because
comes,
we
this
spoke
is
about
something. Yo,
the teardown.
this right here is nothing but a blank canvas for potential. Just potential is all you see in
I
here.
can't wait to see it. Tons of arcade machines everywhere.
I fucking wish, bro. Oh my god, that would be sick,
You walk
yo.
down there like, is that an arcade? Is this an arcade? You get the what's it, foosball table, you got your air hockey,
Get a little poker
a little
table,
poker
pop
table, a
it.
little pool table,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. No, but I just think about it and I say, you know what? As far as even a recording space goes, like sky's the limit with this. So
The sky's the limit in
it's
general. I
all
like
good.
that.
It's all
The
good.
sky's the limit
Yeah,
for 2024.
that's it, bro.
This year's coming full steam ahead, Craig. It's just where are we now? End of January?
Yeah,
This year is now playing
there's a
already,
lot.
right? There's a
There's a
lot
lot.
going on right now. If we're not talking politics, we're talking all kinds of wars are still going on. We're talking crypto might have taken a dip. Sorry, Craig, but we're back in it,
I was
baby.
wondering when this is gonna come back. I was wondering. All right, let's cheers to
Yes, let's cheers. Let's
hopefully crypto
cheers.
rebounding.
Oh, he's coming around, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers
Craig,
to it.
Craig, give me a hefty shot, guys.
I took the bigger shot.
Ooh,
Yeah, boy.
I see what you did there if it's cold.
Beautiful. Chill.
Damn.
That's how I drink mine.
Well, I'm drunk for the rest of the episode. Thank you, guys. That was episode 50.
Episode 59. We'll be right
Um,
back.
Also, I think this is our 4th-year anniversary.
It's crazy to think, eh?
Kobe.
Ah, man. I fucked up his date the other day. I was talking to some people and I said, yo, I think it's about a month coming up. And they're like, no, it happened to end of January. I'm like, oh, fuck, you're right. Yeah,
You
fam.
got to use the pod
Okay, 4 years is off, though. We got to say, 4 years is off.
and
But
change.
I think we're at 3 right now.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if you're thinking about the grand scheme of things, yeah, RIP.
It's crazy to think, man. Someone asked me, someone sent me this generic questionnaire, and one of the questions, who inspires you?
Yeah.
And part of the things I was just giving generic answers because it's like it was in a professional setting where you can't just say what's truly on your mind. You know what I mean? Where you got to be a little filtered. Like they asked you, like,
You're
what's
like
the
big
best
booty
advice?
hoes
In fact,
and our blood.
what's the best advice anyone's ever given you? And like thinking of the advice that sticks out so true to me, but you have to just pick something that's such like a saying or like a quote out of a fucking
You
book,
take
you
it,
know?
Craig.
You know what I mean? Like embrace change. That's what I chose.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah,
Embrace change.
embrace change.
Damn.
Good advice nonetheless.
Was
So.
the answer before next after that was a better one?
The best advice for me was so simple. It was if you ever lend a friend or family money, don't expect it back. But I thought about it in the context of how I was being asked. This wasn't really something for them to write down. That was the best advice someone's ever gave to me. If you expect that money back, you're not going to have a family or friend.
I'm completely with you.
You know what I mean?
What happened to us, me and you saying, "Hey, you're gonna give me back this back in 6 months, right?"
This is different. This is different.
But isn't that usually how it goes? You can't ask for money unless you preface it with, "I'm gonna give it back to you." That's what I'm saying.
no.
Even no one's ever okay. I think even the brokest people of if they've
There is a payment plan. Whether
Yes.
that gets followed up on, that's
Either
to
when
be
"Oh, I'm down on my
seen.
luck right now,
Yeah,
you know, I'll get you back eventually," and
all
they're
those.
hoping you hit them with the, "Nah, nah, it's
Don't
cool."
worry about that.
Even with the ones that say, "Don't worry about it, you're
Right,
shady
right.
because if you don't get it back."
Okay, fine, I get what you're saying.
Alright,
So, when
alright.
you give said friend or family that money,
Mm.
you do act like you expect it back. But
Okay,
in your
okay.
mind,
Yeah,
in the
okay.
back of your
In other
mind,
words, if you don't get it
yeah,
back,
don't just
don't
give them something and say like,
okay,
"Oh,
okay,
here, hold
okay.
this. Oh, you
Got
need
you,
XYZ 100 or XYZ? Here, hold that." No, 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 not like that. But when they start to give you the whole spiel of, "Oh, things are still tough. I ain't back on my feet
let it
yet."
go.
Let it go. Otherwise, you
What if
ain't gonna
I'm
have
down
them.
hard and
Bro, by
I
all
need that
means.
rescue? Craig's like, "Nah, eat shit."
Yeah, I know, eh? Yeah. We're gonna need some
I want my
collateral.
money back.
We're gonna need some collateral next time.
I'm with you with that in regards to, yeah, understanding that, hey, the person that's what 80% of the time, the person that's asking you for the money, they're hurting
Oh
really
yeah.
bad for it.
Bro, I know what it feels like.
So
I've
you're
been
asking for them to one, clear their circumstance of needing the money and being comfortable enough to then two make in excess of
You're
what
supposed
they
to give
already
me
have
what I
to
need
give you
back
back what I've
and be on your
right.
feet. That's
Mhm.
that's a little tough right there.
Stay away
But
from the bookies, boys and girls.
so anyways, sorry, I went on a tangent
No, that
there.
was a good one.
So they asked who inspires me, and just
Mhm.
simply put, Kobe Bryant. How could you not? How could you not be inspired? Watch one Kobe clip. To anybody here who has never seen a Kobe Bryant clip, watch one Kobe clip. You will be somewhat inspired. Are you gonna like adapt the lifestyle? Maybe not. But you're gonna see in the look in his eyes and the word that he's speaking, this guy took his shit very seriously.
Am I wrong in saying some people more spoke to his sportsmanship, but him as a person maybe kinda
The
not
Mamba
so
mentality.
nice? You're like, I'm a god amongst men.
It's a sports thing for
Okay,
sure.
I tagged that with there was some player apparently gave his mom and dad tickets to the game,
Hmm.
and he got traded the next day.
No.
And he, oh man, I had the dude's name.
Malachi
Um,
Flynn.
yeah, we be
Peace.
just giving away niggas, right?
Peace, son.
But it's this guy. And he found that like it was point blank. Like that's why you got traded because for those of you who know, like Kobe and his parents, they're not that fly,
Mm.
which is weird.
His
I don't
dad
know
took
much
care.
about
They
that.
they moved him around, right? Like he grew up in Italy, all types of
Yeah,
different
Craig. Let me
stuff.
hear you cape for Kobe. Let me hear you cape for Kobe. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Kobe,
ahead.
at the end of the day, like
He wrapping it up already.
Kobe at the end of the day, he did it all for himself when it came down to it.
Okay,
And
you're
that's
saying
kind of like
that's the Mamba mentality is selfish.
it
I'm not
is.
kicking his back
No, it
end.
is though. It's about
I'm doing
being
the
the
help
best.
back.
It's about being your best. I feel like that's what it is. It was never about helping others. Kobe is not the guy in a basketball sense that he's gonna help others. He ain't passing. If you playing like shit, you ain't getting the ball. He'll
Yeah,
drop 80 and be like, "Yeah, I don't need you, bro. Go sit on the bench over there.
yeah, that's
You need to
okay.
be a spot because they call this a position."
I heard Joel Embiid dropped 70 the
He
other
dropped
night. I'm
70.
not a fan, but
Who was
I
it?
start respect. I'm respecting his game more now.
Who was
Right?
the other one? Carl Anthony Towns dropped, I think, 60 on the same night, if I'm not
Mm,
mistaken, or close to it. There were
wild.
some dirty scores going on in the NBA, man.
Never
People are
fun.
on that juice right now.
It's ooh, you heard it here first, guys.
Yeah, people are
Craig said
fucking
these
juiced
guys are
up.
juiced up.
But yo, kudos to them for sure.
You juicing up in basketball, that's kind of
It feels like the thing you would do.
but baseball
It's so
is different because
sneaky.
base and football it's more. Actually, you're right. Because like, what's the difference between swinging the bat or tackling somebody
It's
than
sneaky.
slamming?
The difference with basketball is it's like muscle
But
memory is
it's not
one,
known.
but
It's like,
baseball you could say hand-eye coordination. Basketball has hand-eye coordination. And it might
yeah,
not be strength, it might be blood doping. There's so many steroids out there, bro.
Craig, you're calling it out. If we start getting a doping scandal in
Mm,
basketball, it's gonna be
I'm
wild.
just saying it's very quiet as far as PEDs go,
It's
eh?
funny you've never
Most people are
heard
getting suspended for smoking weed,
if guns in a strip club.
guns in the strip
No, I'm with
club,
you, Craig.
straight
Nah,
urban
nah.
party
If John
fellas.
Moran could get with all that shit, these
He's
dudes
juiced
under
up.
juiced up. Yeah.
He's like, "You fools, you didn't
Yeah,
even find out what I was
it's
really
yeah.
doing.
You
It was
test it for
all a
the weed.
ruse."
It's in the prime. Not a sponsor. It's in the Jordan. It's in the prime. It's in Jordan.
Facts. Oh shit,
Yeah.
man.
So would you be a juicer?
Nah, I see. Okay, I used to play a lot of baseball growing up, and
Yeah.
that was the sport I kind of excelled at for the most part. And
Shit.
I used to mimic
Are you
my.
gonna pick it back up, Craig?
I
I would
can't.
probably fuck with you with a beer league.
I would like that. I would play some softball.
We'll get the ladies together in there because she loved it.
I
I know your
have
girl
people that
seems
currently play TJ, you already know.
TJ Dempsey's a little bit over competitive.
He's
Than that. Yeah.
feel better. He fucked up his ankle. I was wondering if it was
Shout out to
baseball
you,
related.
Gage. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. Hope
Uh,
get well soon, man.
timing wise, it doesn't work well with my schedule. That's really what keeps me back at
Yeah,
this
because
point.
those fuckers stay out late. Like
And it's like,
my boys that I was with, if the game's at 7,
yeah,
they're not getting back home till like 11:30 because half the night they're just chilling in the park
just
drinking.
drinking,
And if you
man.
try to leave,
No,
it
no, no, no,
kind of
no, no, no.
kills the. That's the
Yeah,
thing. I didn't make that up.
no, it's a
It's
team
the rare
environment,
thing
bro.
where the only people that get to leave is the guy with the wife that calls the shots.
Yeah,
Because then nobody else is gonna argue with the wife.
if you got
Because
the kids
and
or the
then
others, then
once
yeah.
he's like, yo, I'm ready to go, everybody starts peeling out. But
I have them.
oh
My
my
boy
goodness.
Doc Brown, he's playing some softball too.
That's a sick name. Is that a gamer tag?
Nah, that's his thing, bro. That's his thing.
How long have he had that?
He's had that
He
for a
chose
minute
his own
still.
nickname and he's like, yo, I'm
Yeah,
rocking with it. Yo,
that
Doc
was his
Brown, shout out
MC
to
name.
you. That's Superfly. That's Superfly.
And I just it's schedule wise, it's really tough for me to get into any extracurriculars, man. I always have that problem. Like committing to it, if I was saying like I would show up to half the games would be a win for me, even if
So,
I made
so
half
this
of the game.
so this is your hobby?
Oh, hell yeah, 100%. But I want to.
Oh.
I do want to. But I was saying that I used to mimic so many batting styles of people that would later be booked doing steroids, and I would be so upset. It's like, damn, it didn't matter if
You're
I
on the
swung like
path.
Gary Sheffield. He
Listen,
was fucking juicing,
you're
bro.
one more cup away, man. Come on, Craig.
Man, I used to love Gary Sheff's fucking batting stance, bro. I used to feel like this guy was like unstoppable when he would
It was his angles.
fucking crank the bat like all the way this way.
Like
He
torque.
started
Like,
up
yeah, it
with
was
the
kind of
bat. It
weird.
was like a lightsaber or some shit facing you, like he's
I
about to
hear
fucking
you. Yeah,
juke
I
you,
hear you.
bro. And his swing would be all the way around. But no, it turned out it was just steroids. Turns out he was moving that twig because he was
he
on
was
a little bit of
tweaking
that.
because he was
He was
twigging.
tweaking.
Oh my goodness.
So it's unfortunate.
Never know. No, what is it?
My favorite baseball player though is Derek Jeter, who has never admitted to or been convicted of steroid use, and I will take that as a win for me.
You know what messed with me with those guys? I saw them as pretty boys, so I was like, nah, fuck these.
You want that gritty?
It looks so. They look so flawless.
Baseball kind of seems like a pretty boy sport.
It
Though.
is now, eh?
It is.
It's either that or the chewers. All the guys that chew.
Like the gritty dude is like the dude with the huge beer gut, like the days David Wells. No fucks. This guy was drinking a 6 on break. He's, call me when y'all ready. I'll throw you a solid 12 innings. Oh, fuck,
That's
man.
your sports segment.
Oh, I mean, depending on what you consider sports. So
Go
let me
on.
bring it this way, right?
Go
Do
on.
you consider wrestling a sport? Professional,
You know what?
not Olympic.
From what I know now,
Yeah.
I say yes
Okay.
because of the trauma you put on your body.
A lot.
We've watched, and I'm coming back from not WWE, WWF.
WWF days,
Before
WCW,
Peter came and fucked
NWO.
up. Peter is that kale eating friend that was like
I could not believe that goddamn
they got that off.
that panda logo.
Convinced them to change the name.
And you know what? After they won that lawsuit, I don't see no ads for them anymore, eh? The real WWF.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing for them no more.
Oh man,
I felt like they were all on their ass back then, but now all of a sudden they're like, yeah, it's cool. People know who we are.
Yeah,
That's all they wanted.
Yeah,
like
it's
we let it
entertainment
slide.
now. It's crazy.
Okay, I don't consider wrestling a sport.
What?
Yeah, even the Olympic style.
Craig,
I'm sorry. I piss off the fan base if anybody has a wrestling background. I don't.
Those numbers.
I don't, bro.
You suckers better subscribe because we know y'all listening out
These
there.
guys put in pure work, and I don't take that away from them because what you just said is
You
so
can't
true.
acknowledge what okay, what pure work? Let me hear.
Like,
what pure work?
You constantly have to work out. You are constantly getting hurt. You are putting your body on the line day in and day out.
Okay.
For scripted acts, nonetheless. That is crazy, eh?
All right.
Zane, imagine when we're like talking about the podcast and we're like, yeah, and then in minute 35, Zane's gonna choke slam me through a table.
They'll be here for that.
And I'm ready for it,
They'll be
right?
like, yo, you're late. You're 6 minutes late.
We're like an inch off to the side, and next thing my shoulders like popped out all crazy, and you're like, fuck. Okay, but also the unknown parts, people might know by now, is that these wrestlers were responsible for getting themselves to the venues, and there are only so many top tier talents that get treated as such. It's a weird industry, bro. It's
when we saw we used to see
but it's entertainment. That's the entertainment side of shit. A starving musician gets fucked the same way. It's crazy
Okay,
to me.
UFC
It's crazy
fighters,
to me. UFC fighters, are they
John
athletes?
Jones, those guys
Oh,
coming.
they're athletes, 100%.
Some of those other guys coming to the ring. What's his name? Wilder and those guys coming to the ring, and they're
Yeah,
wearing all kind of costumes and stuff. Um,
different though. Different.
is it? Did we talk? Okay, I've never seen those wrestling documentaries where they like tell you how they bleed. Have you?
Some. Mick
So
Foley's
is
mainly the guy.
the blood's real? They said they had a razor to cut themselves.
They say that, yeah, the razors to cut themselves for
Yeah,
sure, and there were certain points of the face where they knew you'd bleed easier. So if you hit me, mid forehead
that's
versus
crazy.
outer or whatever, it's more chance that
You
I'm getting
listen to what
cracked
you're
open.
saying.
I know,
You listen to what you're saying.
but that's not an athlete thing to
For you
me,
to punch me in a precise like 2 by 2 square spot on my head,
right? And like, oh, you missed.
and
Do it
to
again.
make it
Do it
look
again.
fake, because the punch is never to make the punch look real.
No.
It's to make the punch look fake.
Yeah.
That you want to get slapped in the chest like that
No.
repeatedly?
No.
Do you want Rikishi's ass in your face?
No.
Right? You have to be able to live. I
Man.
got over the guess what? Athletes act all the time. Soccer, Neymar,
The
LeBron
flexos.
James,
LeBron.
right? They dress up all the time. You seen some of these guys, you seen Westbrook, some of Westbrook's walk-ins,
Yeah.
right? My girl was laughing the other day because she's like, I can't take Jimmy Butler seriously
Why? Because
because
of his
his
hairstyle?
buckshot. She's like, he looks like Sasuke, and I'm like, yo, you,
Was it the emo hair with the
yeah.
fucking
I'm like,
the little perm or
I'm
whatever
like,
he had?
I'm gonna blow your back out because that was the sexiest thing a girl has ever said. That you got the reference. She's like, he looks like an anime emo boy. I'm like, that's what he's going for.
Wrestling is for a certain fan base, man. And like grown men that are into wrestling are like totally brainwashed, man.
Hey, I was into
I
wrestling.
loved wrestling
I
as a
remember
kid.
running home, trying to catch Raw,
Of course,
right?
asking for the pay-per-views. You wanted
Right?
to be part of SummerSlam. You
Who's
want to
getting
watch
all that
Royal
money now?
Rumble. Netflix,
That
B.
is crazy.
Netflix is about to get
And I
that
just looked at
bag.
Netflix
Well,
stock the other day.
WWE is gonna get the
And I said,
bag.
why don't I have Netflix stock? And I'm like, man, I remember when I started seeing those boxes at like gas stations and stuff where they're like,
Yeah,
yo,
the trade-in.
rent a video, rent a DVD,
Yeah,
leave it
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
And
Don't worry, don't stress it.
that's why I got crypto.
WWE has reportedly signed a $5 billion 10-year TV contract. Would you call it a streaming
That's
contract? I
just so,
guess a
so now
service
I
contract. I
can't
don't know what the
watch
fuck you call
Raw
it.
on regular TV anymore. Is
I
that what you're
don't
saying?
think so.
I gotta go to Netflix.
You're gonna be on Netflix watching WWE Raw. Fuck yo. Okay, we got to go down memory lane. This is gonna take longer than we thought, but it's okay.
TSN used to show wrestling.
Yes, but help me out here. Okay, there was one that Raw was red, and there was a blue one, SmackDown, right?
There's SmackDown, and then
SmackDown was blue.
there's X
XEW, XCW.
yeah, it's like the backyard wrestling.
No, but WWE had two separate
Extreme
ones.
wrestling.
WWE had Raw, Monday Night Raw, and then they had
SmackDown.
Thursday night SmackDowns, I think
Yeah.
they were. And they had it like divvied up. So like
That seems
TSN
sick
would
though.
get Raw, and
They
then
did
Sportsnet would get,
what the YouTubers would do where they'll shoot a video, but then
yeah,
they'll have clips
watch for
channels
part 2.
of their content
Yeah.
where they'll just take segments of their conversation
And then put that
and
into
so they'll
one.
get like 30K views.
That's how I like my content, bro. Facts. I love the
Snippet.
shorts, bro. I like
Yeah,
that shit.
just
Watch
give
for
it a,
part 2. I don't even watch part 2.
I don't want context.
Give me part 4, yo. I'll
Give me
figure it out. I'll
raging.
figure it out. These guys, man, 5 billion. These guys are about to redesign and revitalize the wrestling because I'm not saying it was a dying brand by any means, but you could assume that the viewership's
And
going
I
to be
can see
lower.
where this takes it further away from wrestling
Well, it's good to have that because it's like,
because now the sport aspect
oh,
of it,
okay, yeah.
right? Just because Netflix is such a big powerhouse, you can see them.
But they've done everything gimmicky
Because
leading
if they're
up to
doing
it.
just, I don't think I know Netflix. They're not doing just broadcast, like just televising the show. They're probably gonna come with a few documentaries.
Spin-off.
They want all that money from documentaries.
Facts. Yeah, that's a good assumption. I would agree with that.
I'm surprised I haven't seen a wrestling cartoon.
That would be pretty lit. That would actually be sick. Fuck,
It,
deathmatch? What, Clay deathmatch? Oh my
you
God,
see,
what
you
was
should
that?
have called me. Would
Celebrity
you mind?
deathmatch.
Celebrity
The Clay
deathmatch.
animation, remember
Yeah.
those? They were heavy on like a wrestling ring and stuff like that. But no, I think at the end of the day,
Rock's involved too, I think, in some of that deal. He said they said he's a chair member or board member, something like that.
he seems like he's
And
willing
he
to throw his chips where they lay because he's trying to revive
president
the
too.
arena football for one. I think he's just trying to get onto something and kind of coast it right
He's just
now.
trying to beat every man.
I think at the end of the day, wrestling is near and dear to everybody's heart growing up as a child,
But it's not a sport.
but it's not a sport. Because when you find out it's scripted, it's like finding out Santa wasn't real times 10.
So
It's
let me ask you:
different.
would you rather your kid be a Olympic wrestler
Oh no.
or a WWE?
A WWE,
What?
100%. Because he's like, okay, who's your
What if
favorite?
they're like, Dad, I want to just support the art of Roman Greco wrestling?
Son.
Not on the my
Yeah,
house.
that's not at my house. That's what I'm
Smash
saying.
him over the head with
That's
a chair.
it.
Go to your room.
I'm just saying that it is about the entertainment value of it and the spectacle, but it's like it inspires you based on the character. Like everyone has a favorite, or I want to be like such and such, or mimic his moves. Like
Yeah.
I would never think about doing a front flip until I seen the Hardy Boys drop a swanton bomb on someone's bitch ass, and
I
I'm
came
like,
up with
I
my
could
own.
totally fucking flip off the top rope right now.
The wrestling was the one thing that told kids you can do it.
Facts. And when you go see it in person too, it's
It's
like a
super
huge
hype.
spectacle, bro.
If I go to Carew, I would still like to go and watch Carew wrestler. Watch just for the shits and giggles. I
I
would
just for
really.
the shits and giggles,
Would you go?
I
Maybe just go for the
I
yeah. We
would check
grab a
it out.
couple drinks and we're
I
just
would
doing
check
this.
it out still.
Like, but we gotta go in like flannel shirts
Yeah,
and
we
like
gotta
with
be like,
M
hell yeah, brother. Yeah, we gotta be about
straight
it.
hog.
Yeah, we gotta be like in
NW
there.
shirt on the flash. I'm like, yeah, focus country, go back to where you're from. Cruz, I'm like, guys, what's wrong with you guys? I was like, he's not from here,
I didn't
brother.
even invite these guys. We bought our tickets fair and square, brother.
Yeah, we paid for whole shit, brother. America, wait, what? In Mississauga, America.
Star Spangled Bastard.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Mm,
Which actually, I think they said that hawk sound when they're like America. It's
uh,
actually it's our because if you actually heard what a bald eagle sound like, it's like
uh,
it's not hot.
that's not it.
It sounds like an old lady
That's not
hissing.
it. Oh my
America,
god.
y'all are wild.
Who
Oh,
is
you know
your
me all
who
the
is
time.
your favorite wrestler?
I'm not gonna lie. The most memorable wrestler for me was Sting.
Sting. I
We're
thought
not
for a second,
talking
I thought
who.
you and me were gonna have the same one right off rip, eh?
Oh,
But go on. No,
okay.
no, go on.
You were gonna
Sting
say
was sick.
Macho Man?
No, Sting was sick.
Hulk Hogan was too played out. Hulk
Okay,
Hogan,
okay.
Superman. I think
Yeah.
Hulk was Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my problem because I liked Hulk Hogan for a millisecond. Then I realized I'm like, you're way so candy pop when Sting was just like a mini version of Ultimate Warrior. He
Sting
had the rainbow paint, the flat top,
and he
and he had the Stinger
survived.
splash. That was the only move I could have done.
He said
Just throw yourself on kids.
he survived so many generations too, eh? Because he was NWO, if I'm not mistaken, when they started out,
Something happened.
and
I
he
can't remember.
transitioned.
He became dark.
He was so big
He
though.
turned into the Crow.
Yeah.
100% because as a fan, I'm embarrassed that I can't remember what was the series of unfortunate events.
I didn't watch NWO.
I think one had to do with a girl. I think because I think that's when when Macho Man would has Elizabeth on WWF and they might do crossovers and shit.
They were starting to bridge the
Yeah,
gap, and
right. So
Sting
then
survived that whole thing though,
And
man.
Sting
He
had the
was
Stinger
huge.
splash, and Sting was like clean cut, and he was
Yeah.
like the good guy. And yeah, you get what I'm saying. He was a white luchador,
I like that.
right?
I
So,
like that.
but
It's a
then
good pick.
something happened, and then the lights will go off, and then they're like, "Oh my God, who's up there?" He's sitting on a chair with like a baseball
Oh, he's
bat.
not
And his
having it
face,
now.
he'll just like Batman drop down on
That
like
was the illest
they
shit. The
just
rope
scared the
tricks
shit
and
out
all
of
that.
motherfuckers, bro.
Sting's
But
entrances.
I didn't like it. Yeah, he just show up in the crowd. Everybody's like,
Yeah.
who the fuck is that next to me? And he just makes it so everybody's like, yo, it's Sting. And he would just kind
Okay.
of, and it bothered me because I'm like, yeah, it's cool. But I'm like, man, I miss he was a Captain Planet.
I feel it.
Yeah, he was a
Out of
Captain.
NWO, Sting was probably the face or close to it. It was Sting and it was the
Nash.
Steve Nash.
Yeah, those
Rick
guys.
Nash? Rick
Those
Nash.
guys because
Steve
I
Nash.
thought Rick Nash. All the Nashes. I
All the
would
Nash.
still
No, it
say
was Rick Nash.
all the Nashes. Scott
X-Pac and
Hall.
them came
Scott,
from there?
no, they came after.
They
They
did.
were like the pseudo
Yeah, it was
version.
Rick Nash.
They were like the little brother of them.
Sting.
Or suck it. The X, they're like
Yeah.
all the kids. You're on the bus. And you have 50 kids tell you suck it.
Hell yeah.
And that was terrible.
That shit was
Listen, I look
awesome.
up Xbox, right? Just him just going crazy in the ring.
Okay.
People, yeah,
Okay.
those were like,
Alright.
those were like, because I remember NWO I felt was Hall and Nash's thing, and I
Yeah.
felt they needed like Sting in on it.
Yeah.
So it felt like it was weird because those guys were just like, yo, we're douchebags. And I'm like, Sting, you're not a douchebag. You don't even do a crowd thing.
Don't get down with them,
Yeah,
bro.
and you don't roll with them, son.
Don't lower yourself to that
It's like
level.
Kobe.
My favorite wrestler was Stone Cold. Stone Cold looked like my dad. I thought you were gonna pick Stone
Stone
Cold.
Cold took over after The Rock had a little swing, but
Yeah.
then at the end,
Yeah. Stone Cold
but
was just
Sting was
that
my
dude
draw
for me,
into
bro.
wrestling, right?
Okay.
But
All right.
Stone Cold was oh shit, yo, when you hear that glass break,
That's it.
and you're like, oh,
The Texas rattlesnake is
what?
coming, dog.
He
This guy
just
have a knee brace on.
he's saying coming on the ramp. Who is he talking to?
When
He's
he would,
pissed.
yo, he was talking bad shit, bro.
Stone Cold's walkout, guys. If you didn't know, Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of the greatest wrestlers, shit talkers ever. He would come down the ramp, and he's always like, it's like if you're in traffic and you're arguing about a
The
fight
man's
you
just
had with your girl.
rambling.
So you're fighting about the trap guy to cut you
Man's
off.
just
and you're
rambling.
just like, yo, I would like to ask him, what were you saying coming down the ramp? And remember, he's done this a million times.
Yeah.
Every time it's like he had another beef with somebody.
He
And
did
that
not
bitch
give a
said they had
fuck.
no fucking oxtail gravy.
Did not.
What? I'm never going back to that fucking place. 5 stars my ass.
Fucking stunner. Stone Cold stunner.
Start stunning the
Crack
fans.
fucking a beer open, like,
The
yo.
guy that tossed him his beer.
Yeah, where is
Imagine who to be that guy.
he? Fags.
You think it's random, or you think there's a
There's
guy
a roadie, that's for sure. He's got that
where
guy,
he just
bro.
does like the 1-2,
I
and
love that.
the throw. I don't think he's ever dropped
It
one.
was always on
It
point.
was always, and they always like far enough apart where it makes it look cool. It was never like,
Always a reach.
yeah, it was never dead center. It's like left hand, right hand. Oh,
Yo.
Vince McMahon when he's like, oh, he's gonna give Vince a beer, and I'm like, yes, Vince, drink it. And Stone Cold's like, yeah, you
like
little
that?
monkey. You like that banana? You want to? Yeah, take a sip. It's good, huh? It's
so
good, huh?
good.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, give it to him. Give it to him.
You knew it was coming.
And he'll stun this shit. Now, are you rehearsing with Vince McMahon
Yeah.
on your stunner?
Yo, that's pretty sick, though.
So he can do the fucking flapjack fish thing, that snapper
You
thing.
know what's coming after.
That upstream salmon. And some guys go off with the salmon, like the reaction after it gets stunned. They like bounce like 15 feet in the air.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
and Stone Cold's still cursing.
He's going.
Who's he arguing
He
with?
would get down on your level and he would just talk mad shit. He's on all fours.
And your mama ain't shit.
Yeah.
And your daddy's daddy ain't shit. She never should have had you.
He was like the epitome. Like, hey, they even had like negative stereotypes towards him. So he had Deborah was his wife, quote unquote, on the show, yeah, and he would like be straight up like accused of wrestling domestic abuse, which is like not domestic abuse. He's like, he Stone Cold stunnered his wife, and you're like, oh, he's Stone Cold stunned, and you should have known what you signed up for. Like,
you as a cop.
I'm telling you.
And so
they would talk
you
as if
giggling
she was
as
like
a cop when Stone Cold in the report said, and I stuttered her. We're not condoning.
And I told her, you burnt the steak. I don't like my steak past medium rare.
The beer was warm.
I'm telling you though, they would actually depict this guy like he was a fucking domestic terrorist, bro. Like, and he would get away with that shit. My favorite Stone Cold moment.
Guys, this one broke me. Craig, we've talked a lot of shit.
I love this though. I love this. Okay, because even my wifey, right? One day we were in bed, right? And something wrestling related came up and she's like, I have never heard you talk about wrestling before. And I was playing intro after intro. I was like, Booker T. I was like, can you dig it? Sucker. Dude,
family.
The spinneroonies and shit. Yo, I was playing her all the intros of everybody, like going through like, oh, do you remember when this happened? And Stone Cold with Kurt Angle, right? Kurt Angle was the like depicted Olympic champion, the gold medalist, the straight and narrow boy, you know what I mean? Stone Cold would have juiced out of his mind. Stone Cold would have his gold medals and be like throwing them in the river. He just throw his yo, fuck your metal, son. I don't give a fuck if you're
You're
American
fucking
hero, dog.
Israelite.
Don't tread on me,
I'm gonna
dog.
beat that ass. No,
So
no, what's the
Cold was
worst?
the illest, bro.
Or sometimes they'll have like the ambulance and they're like in the stretcher and they're like
And they take him back out, give him another run.
fucking run him through the limo and shit. Then they'll drive off with him. Where's he going? They'll
It
kidnap the
was
ambulance.
sick,
And
bro. Oh my god,
come on.
so sick, dog.
Wrestling can never get back to that level. Now it's just like stupid shit.
Been there,
Like
done
we're
that.
talking such elaborate, like they'll show up on Vince McMahon's jet to kick his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
Booker T and Stone
owner
were
for the
fighting in
day.
the fucking grocery store. You remember
President,
that?
yeah,
The man
when-
pouring milk over him.
I see the outtakes of him saying,
The price of lettuce.
and he'll grab it. No, no, I'm allergic to coconuts. Oh, Jake the Snake. When I found out that snake was the snake was a python, so it doesn't really do anything.
Nah,
It doesn't really. It's not poisonous.
it's
but
okay.
Oh,
What's his name?
goodness.
Al Snow. You remember Head? Al Snow would
Mm.
come out with the head
Oh my, yeah.
before anyone even knew the reference.
And
I
then
didn't
we
even
got
understand the reference
yeah,
back. It took me like 20 years to figure that one
now
out.
we get it, right? Now you
Oh,
know Mick
fuck.
Foley and the
Mick
stock.
Foley's a legend, bro. And
Mick Foley's a legend.
Mick Foley / Dude Love / Cactus Jack /
Cactus Jack.
what was his
what
other?
was all his name?
Mankind. That was the sock. Mankind was the sock. He was
And him as Mick Foley
Mick Foley
in a
is
regular shirt,
fucking
like he just came
legendary.
off his couch
That's it.
in the cutoff sleeve.
He's like, drop these thumbtacks down, watch me jump.
yeah.
Fucking God. He was real bleeding
for,
all
like,
the time.
They would always give him. Mick Foley's never coming out for like the 1-2.
It's always a cage
almost
match, a
like
Hell in a
It's
Cell.
almost like a sad existence because it's
It
like
was.
they brought out Quasimodo.
Legend.
Look at this. Like he was
They would-
more freaked than Kane in my
Back.
eyes.
They would pull him up in a wheelchair and then kick the man down the
And,
stairs.
and then he has to fight. He has to
Facts.
fight the most healthiest
Yeah.
motherfucker. And he would get tossed off of
Damn.
like 30-foot high, like 10-foot high.
He was the most about it of all the wrestlers, man. I think out of all of the WWE wrestlers, he was the most committed to his craft, man. He
That's
wanted what the
crazy.
people wanted. If it meant teeth falling out, if it meant blood, he'd give it to you. That dude, man, he was
Bang,
something
bang.
special, bro. Still not the best, but just saying.
Now,
Okay,
Stone Cold was raw entertainment, man. Shout out to all the wrestling fans out there. If you're still
this is
into
what
it,
30 years of wrestling, at least 30 years of WWF / WWE in
Yeah.
existence. Probably bit more than that. Probably early 90s, late
No,
80s when they
more
came
than
out.
that.
Yeah?
more than
It's
that.
past that, eh?
Yeah, we're talking 70s, 60s, Craig.
Fuck.
Like I remember playing, like walking, like we're talking maybe, no lie, walking maybe 10 kilometers to play the only arcade wrestling and this is back home on my block.
Oh, the WWE
Yeah, I like how
wrestling
10
arcade
kilometers
games?
is like still my block.
Yo, those
my
were
side of the island.
sick.
When it was like
Those
the
were
first
sick.
WWF where it's like the Mike Punch Out where it's like an angle.
Yeah.
Where you have to shimmy down. Yeah.
bro.
And there's certain guys that their moves were always cheese. Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan, their grappling was a lot more easy. Their drop kicks were a lot more easy.
Remember when you couldn't remember how to like get in and out of the ring?
Just
Heaven
just
forbid you
keep-
got thrown out of the ring.
just
You
keep
couldn't
walking
fucking
around.
Get back in. You're like, fuck.
Oh
Ref
my
one.
goodness.
2.
Yeah.
Vince is in hot water, is what we're trying to say, people.
Isn't he always in hot water?
No, he's in the hottest water of his life.
Oh,
His hot
Craig.
water has never extended beyond the fakery of the WWE. So Vince, he got some wild allegations, B. Vince McMahon there are allegations flying right now of are words that we can say. Can we say these words? I see all these YouTubers like
I don't know.
them. R-wording is the term. I fucking hate
Okay,
that.
and the one with the that's affiliated with the fruit. That sounds worse.
I hate that shit.
R word. R
Yeah,
word.
he's been
yeah.
accused of R-wording. He's been accused of assault, sexual
I'm
assault.
not surprised.
He's been accused of human trafficking, bro, for some of these female wrestlers. And one in particular is
the
claiming,
wrestlers.
yeah, the wrestlers. The wrestlers, bro. He's on some Harvey Weinstein. You want the job? Not
I was-
only
I
do
was
you
gonna
need
say
to
something
get
that's,
fucking
like, super-
suplexed.
I was like, yo, some of these girls way too perky for my liking. Anyway,
What are you doing here, Bianca?
Yeah, it's just kind of weird. They're way too happy to
But
be here.
yeah, and like the allegation from one of them was like so fucking horrendous, talking about they were in a threesome and this guy dookied on this girl and then insisted that she pleasure the other partner while they continued. and dookie down her back and down her hair, like very vivid. And it was like
Yo, what's with y'all and the
I
extreme?
never
Craig, what's going on,
I
man?
never viewed Vince in a straight and narrow path. Not once do I put Vince up there with like outstanding citizen,
No, he's been known as the worst boss in
businessman,
history.
gentleman. You
Yeah,
know he's involved in some nasty shit. For sure.
100%.
He's a greasy dude. Because he's willing to fight you about it at the end of the day.
Yeah,
He's fucking jacked for his
yeah,
age.
yeah. I used to
Vince is
shit. I used
jacked
to
for his
laugh at
age.
his athletics, but then I realized
But you get in that
he's
ring.
been putting in work. Cause
Yeah.
remember they used to kick his ass,
That's
so
it.
he had
He
to
don't give
start
a
getting
fuck.
yeah.
But yeah, these ones he cannot deny. And he has stepped down amidst this $5 billion network deal with Netflix. He has now stepped
Step
down
down.
as CEO of WWE and TKO. Shit's getting real, bro. I mean,
We
nobody's
did talk
protected
about
these
this
days. I'm not
after the
saying anything
puffy
was right or justified.
after the puffy thing. We did talk about that. We feel this is gonna be like a coming, like a reckoning for the people that have been doing this stuff
It
and
seems
get
that
away with
way.
it. Because remember, we always see these movies and things where they're like, you walk in and there's an orgy in this rich guy's mansion. All you need is just one person to feel like, yo, I wasn't respected.
And that's it.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Some whistleblowers have more clout than others, but this
I'm
one
not
here,
shitting on ladies. I'll let you know. On Zane's side, we play hard. I'm not in the poop. I'm not in the Glock Dookie game.
no,
No way.
that is foul.
No way.
That is foul, bro.
Yeah,
That
pun
is
intended.
foul. I mean, I don't even know what it feels like to be in a position of power to just like, where can I take this that's like totally inappropriate, totally unacceptable, and
It's
where do I draw
weird.
that line? You know what I
You
mean?
literally had to see people at like lesser than.
Yeah, like I couldn't picture what it's like to like break somebody like that. Like I think that's so if you're already in
That seems to be the. I like that the way that term we said break somebody.
yeah, if you're already
It's like you're doing it to.
because you could be helping people, uplifting people, and it's not like everybody gets that chance. Like I get it. If I was like super rich and like in a position to like put people on,
Yeah.
like I get the whole like, okay, you got to do something for me. You know, like maybe
Is that what is that? Wait, hold on.
yeah,
Hold on.
go for it. But
Now that's just you saying.
yeah,
Now you're lumping yourself in with a certain kind of characteristic. Now you just went from doing something goodness out of your heart
yes,
from hey you gotta do something for me.
yeah. But
Now
I get that.
okay, Craig,
But this could be like
pick a something.
that. See, thank you. So the
Pick
get
a something.
thank you. But this could be like
No, no, pick a something.
I'm trying. I'm
Craig,
thinking of it. I'm stalling you. You
I'm a
caught me
new
off
art.
guard.
Sorry, I'm a new artist. You're the man to everybody comes to Craig for the
Like it doesn't have
connections
to
and
be
stuff.
embarrassing. It doesn't have to be like
Now
that.
this is where the needle gets moved because
Fuck.
say you said go get cheesesteak.
Okay, there you go.
Cheesecake,
Yeah,
right?
sure. We'll call it
Cheesesteak
that.
too. Go get cheesesteak,
Go
right?
get me some cheesesteak.
Yeah,
Make
get
it.
me some
Make
cheesesteak.
it, dog.
Make it, right? Now, I can make you the cheesesteak. I can get a record deal, but 10 years from now, I can still say, hey, Craig,
I got you
I
down.
didn't like that.
Okay,
I don't like the way you talk to me.
that's different.
I'm allergic to cheese.
I'm a lactose
I'm lactose
intolerant. You,
intolerant. You have me.
you
You're right.
insensitive son of a
I
bitch.
had to listen, man. It's a
Oh man.
because remember
Trying
we
to think of
could
like a humble story that I could compare it to for a celebrity, but it's like, what was it? Keanu crashed a wedding or some shit like that, and they like had him all up in the photos and stuff like that.
that's Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves crashed your wedding.
He's
I'm having him up in
different.
the photo.
Facts. He's
Yeah,
different.
be like, yo, it's Keanu Reeves.
I just think when you're in a position of power like that, it's like these people obviously want to do this line of work. And like you may have or not have what it takes to get into this industry,
Yeah.
but I don't see wrestling of many of these situations to be like that extreme to get in. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
people meet people through very weird ways, bro. Very weird. All the record execs, actresses, actors, film producers, the Hollywood scenario, there is like tens of hundreds of scenarios of exactly what we're talking about, where people had to do some weird ass shit, or it wasn't what you knew, it was who you knew,
Yeah.
and it wasn't what you did, it was who you did. But I feel like this one is just so greasy, bro. Like
It's extra
you're
nasty.
extra nasty. You're this like multi-millionaire, if not
That's what the part that
billionaire.
gets me. You're already the man, Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
Even if no one likes you,
that's fine,
you can find someone to be like, yeah, I'll do that.
right?
But then finding out that then that's where it comes down to where
Mm,
it's the person and what's their comfortable now. Is that was that story they speak about with their shit and all that? Was that in with the case of him getting charged?
yeah, it is involved with that.
Okay,
It is involved with that.
okay. Well, you gotta sign some NDAs.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Remember we talked about this. Are we going to a party that signs NDAs?
Nah,
No,
you
but
ain't
then
gonna
that
catch
means
me
you're
there.
missing out. Craig's like,
I'm
I'm
good with
okay.
missing out.
Craig, come on. I'm like,
Nah, I'm good. Make the story up.
Craig, you let me go in by myself.
Yeah. Man, you're on your own, son. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, bro.
Well, Vince, man, no shout outs to you. You know who else is greasy right now and is doing numbers? Is your boy Trumpito.
This guy's trying hard, B.
I don't think
He
he's
wants back
trying.
in.
I don't think he's trying. I already kind of pseudo call this that just from one of this and it's the narrative in America is that people really do want this guy back in there. So when
Yes.
they're like, yo, New Hampshire primary or this, that, then they heard what do you call him, Ron DeSantimonious dropping out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Trump's like, yeah, nigga, what the fuck you thought? I'm that dude.
I'm here, bro.
I'm
You ain't
him.
gonna get past
Yeah.
me. Uh,
It is the easiest campaign. You don't hear these guys talk about policies. Whenever I
no.
turn on the news, I never hear them talk about policies. I don't know what are these guys running on. Another thing, when you look at the on the more like the YouTube reaction, like the people that are more politically inclined, knowledgeable, a lot of people who hate Trump, they still try to find a way to jab at him,
Uh,
but the dude's winning.
I don't think he's gonna make that comeback like you think.
You're saying no? Can we put a bet on that? Let's put a bet on that right now. You're saying Joe Biden's gonna win.
I'm saying they're not gonna allow Trump back in. Like they've already
He got charged on a grape charge today.
they fought
And
this
a
shit
sexual
hard,
allegation. He has
dog.
to pay like 5 million apparently.
Really.
Heard about that to the lady that so and they're saying, well, that's not really good. That doesn't look good on his but I'm like, when has that out of all the allegations, when has
Mm,
that ever stopped? It's like one thing crypto has taught me is
yeah.
to just pay it this there's more than the eye than what's
You
going
gotta
on
like
there.
dig under the surface
Yeah,
a little
and
bit.
if in whatever what is the term? Buy the rumors, sell the news. We've been hearing the rumors. That's the truth. By
Yeah.
the time it hits the news, it's
It's
like it's too
50
late.
degrees
It's
spun.
like, what's the point now?
I think like
Right?
the fact that Trump has already like been ousted, and I think Americans, correct me if I'm wrong, American viewers, you probably could have said you could have done better with what you ended up with.
They could all be Trump supporters. Shout out to you. Either way, I'm never judging anymore.
I don't feel like Trump's that
I'm
guy,
not down for
bro.
the racism, the misogyny, all that shit. But I'm what's the line? Let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the writing on the wall here and realize that they don't have much of a correction.
It's been the most divided because like the fact that people would even consider changing laws to allow Obama to come back in, that's how like bad things have gotten, is that people like really was just they're like, yo, just bring back Obama. Like, yo, it was pretty nice back then.
It's
It
peaceful.
was pretty sweet. Why don't we
It's
just
true.
bring Obama back in? Everything gonna be okay. I don't know,
So
man.
so Craig's saying
You're
that
fucked.
some bullshit's gonna happen where they're like, nah, you can't run.
No,
Or no, you can't be prezi.
they'd have to stiff arm Trump at some point.
Are you serious? I don't
Yo,
think they have the balls.
when did the
They've
White
been trying. Craig, how
in
many
what
court
presidency did the White House get fucking stormed? Like that's nuts, bro.
but they're already doing
Nah, but you're like Civil War
they're
at
already
that point.
doing the January 6th court things.
Right.
Even that doesn't seem like
Enough.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this guy has been in court case after court case after court
He
case.
has, yeah.
Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, so you've had someone that have over 10 DUIs, but they still on road.
Yeah.
That's my only point here.
Yeah, you can't stop him.
This makes no sense at this point. So no matter what they're saying, first you're like, when I heard about the charge today, I'm like, well, would you want a president that's been, you know, implicated in a grape charge? That's
Not necessarily.
nuts. That doesn't
It's
seem
not the first.
because remember,
That's
as
not
a
the first. Bill Clinton,
also, but that's after the fact.
right?
That's after he was president, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't really get. Did he get a second term after that? I can't be. I wasn't clear. Whenever
Well, they're
as a
both on Epstein's list. They got fucked
oh,
in the long
well, as
run.
long as we not
I
on it.
know that even got worse than we
Hey,
even thought it would be.
people
They
saying
don't.
that's a distraction.
Oh, Hillary. Oh,
We
yeah.
love
Guess
that
what?
word distraction.
Hillary be diddling.
We know Hillary be nasty too. I want
American
to hear a
politics
joke.
be fucked.
Want to hear a joke?
Go ahead.
My aunt's from Barbados, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yo, the prime minister's gay,
Okay.
right?" So,
Openly.
yes.
Okay.
Well, she knows. She knows, right?
You
And my, and
thought?
my aunt's like, "Yo, she be buck wild out here with the strap, like like when the cops show up because she gets all these thotties." And the thotties will be like, ah, she be roughing me
No.
up. And the cops will be like, what? It is so wild. Not condoning violence
Oh
here.
my
But
god.
then to hear how the prime minister's like, when the public knows, like, yo, don't go in that house. She would pin you down and run you through. I
Okay.
almost kind of like it. You like the badass like Scarface as a president, but with Trump, it's the other stuff that comes. It's the racism that comes with it. It's the hate that comes with it. Um, I do you think there's gonna be less war when Trump becomes president?
Less war. Oh my god. No. Trump becomes president. I would say this. I would say that. Gotta think about before I fucking say
I'm
this
gonna call
shit.
another topic, so this one hit Craig.
Gotta say
This
it.
one stumped Craig. Craig.
Because it's Trump versus Biden. I think that's what's screwing me up the
It's the
most.
worst
I'm like,
race
can there be
ever.
like a third? Can
It's
there be
like,
like
yo, okay.
another
It's like
option?
you taking your hand and you pulling up, and one has a pile of shit, and one has a pile of dry shit in it.
When one old dude tells the other dude, "Get the fuck out of the way."
Yeah, push over, right? But you're both
Trump's not gonna win like that, bro.
okay. So you're saying Trump's not gonna win?
No, because people still want change. Trump basically, like him being ousted, shows people that there was a fuck up, there was some problems. We need to correct what we've already done, but they're not there yet. Biden was not able to kind of take that and say, I'm gonna take this, everything that we've done wrong, and we're gonna put that in the past. No, Biden at the end of the day has like band-aided the solution. They're
I
still waiting for that
so
person to
you're
take them
rather
to the
take the
next
okay.
level.
I think, but it doesn't
I
seem
want
as
that third candidate.
there's nothing coming down the tube.
I want that third candidate.
We should have run as independent.
Bro, you're
We
talking about
fucked up.
Kanye's
We
and
fucked up.
Oprah's and this could be
It might be.
a
It might
whole
have been
another
better.
running.
Kanye been a mess. Apparently, it looks like there's people saying it looks like he got a BBL done
Trump
and all that.
as president, I feel is he the first president to have lost and come back? He would be, right?
Would be.
Yeah, it could happen. That could
See,
happen.
picks coming around.
It could
You
happen.
gotta look at realistic here. What the people are fed up.
There's people that
And
really
it's
were
almost
happy with what Trump done.
look at us. Remember when we were all star-eyed when Trudeau came in town?
Oh fuck. See that UFC event? They're all fucking chanting Trump. Oh, fuck Trudeau.
It's
Fuck Trudeau.
terrible. Joe Rogan loved
Man
that.
inherited a fucking pandemic and shit like that.
And they also said when we were protesting in our lovely capital that when they pulled whatever law they broke or they pulled.
Oh yeah,
to-
apparently the Supreme Court
yeah,
has ruled that that was
the Supreme's like,
unconstitutional.
yeah, y'all niggas are wilding.
Yeah. You guys overstepped. We
Right?
overstepped just a little bit.
So how do they deal with that? We don't know. They're gonna appeal that decision, and appealing that decision means what?
Okay, but hold on. Okay, so Trump versus Biden. This is
Mm.
very 50-50. Would I take Trump over Biden? Damn, bro. Would I take Trump over Kamala Harris?
Wow.
That's really what it comes down to.
Nikki Haley.
That's what it comes down to.
You think Kamala Harris is gonna
Oh,
run
fuck.
for prezi?
No, she can't run.
No, she can't.
No, she could. I'm not
It's
saying
not. It's too late because she would have to been in that
Trump
like
over
mold.
Kamala.
It's a wrap, bro.
Mm.
Sorry, Craig. Get your Trumpito. Get your Trump. Make America great again. Sorry,
People
man.
still on that bullshit.
Yeah, man. I would definitely get a hat. For some reason, the hat looks fly.
There's got to be a
It's
third.
like
isn't
stupid golf hats.
there?
Yeah, it's something about it. It annoys me. Not
Okay.
that I don't support, but
Let
yeah.
me play screen, man. Let me see
Yeah.
who is the third in the running for U.S. presidency.
Mm.
Is
Ladies and
third.
gentlemen, once again, we'd like to tell you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. as sometimes the algorithm gods may whisper to them on them and be like, "Yo, they're out there, but they're ghosting you in a weird way, but they're here every day.
The algorithms be tripping, bro.
Happy you're here, because you being here literally means that we mean something, and
That's it.
we appreciate you, and you're the reason why we do this." Shout out to everybody in the States. Shout out to people in Japan, Brazil, Germany, Africa, Italy, South America,
I
Mexico.
question the algorithms, eh? Sometimes I'm like, you know
I
what I
get
mean?
mad. I'm like, yeah, it's a lot. It's a
Bro.
lot. It was like, yo, these numbers mean one thing, but what's going on over there? It's
Imagine the man in Nigeria that's like, yo, preach, brother.
yeah, yeah,
Stone
yeah.
cold, brother. Like, imagine. I love that.
Originally, I thought in my head, I thought it was people that were has Canadian connection, like six Toronto connection,
There is some to
and
that
they're doing it
degree,
like
but
because they're like, yo, maybe these guys will give me some news what's happening back home.
yeah,
But then you just never know. It comes down to people like what Rick said. He's an older dude. He's like, yo, your co-host Craig, he has an amazing voice, and I'm like, yes, that's why I'm using his ass.
that's why I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
Walter
that's what
Cronkite of this generation.
he's take that in your
I'm
ear.
the Walter Cronkite of this generation. Cronkite.
I'm more
Don't
like I'm more like the David Attenborough of the hood.
I I think about it and I'm like, when I listen to a podcast, I want some relativity. Is that I want like I don't need people to agree with me. When I listen to a podcast
Yeah,
and
I'm
someone says
okay.
everything I'm
Hey, you can
feeling,
if
you're
you
like,
can
"Oh,
have
I'd relate to that."
you can have the opposite opinion,
Yeah.
but
That's
if your
okay.
delivery is like, huh, I understand your point of view.
You kind of wish like, "Oh, I wish I was sitting at a table with that man so I could tell him
Eat
X,
a
Y,
dick.
Z." I could tell him how I really
You
felt or
wrong.
drop some real knowledge
Yeah,
bombs on
yeah,
him,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But when it comes down to this podcast, I think that we shape the narrative to a certain degree. Is that like we're not all the way agreeing? Is like Zane talks about Trump, or I talk about your favorite wrestler, or we talk about an
Yeah.
allegation. It's not like
I'm always happy when you don't agree.
we weren't there to like
Surprise half
hammer
the
the gavel
time.
down. You know what I mean? But at the same time, there's a lot of things that you could go along with to be like, yeah, okay, I support this
Like you
narrative.
said, Cap Williams, you didn't like that. And
I
Dave Chappelle agreed
didn't.
with you. And I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
Greg, you got the Dave.
But people was shitting on him,
Well, a
dog.
lot of people were like, you know what, bro? We don't have to kick each other's back in, right? Because it's almost, he was saying like, Craig and Zane know you're beefing.
I have
Oh,
so many
cool.
boys that I don't share views with. And that's
Yeah.
part of why me and them are so close is that we offer insights into both worlds. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
people have a certain belief and you are able to say like this really resonates with my heart is that they said XYZ and you're like, yeah, but you kind of approach the excuse me, other side of the situation. Okay, well, agree to disagree is the way to put it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Eventually you hit a point where you're agreeing to disagree. Whereas certain shit is just undeniable facts. Like,
Okay. I'm gonna give you a scenario here. This one's a little bit different from what we're talking about, right?
okay.
Listen to a radio show. A young
Hmm.
lady called in and she very upset. Actually, the recording was of her on TikTok because you heard the TikTok thing at the end
Okay.
where she's like, "Oh well, if your new wife wants to post pictures of you and her getting married this weekend when you've been sleeping at my house for the past month and a half, come and get
Ooh.
your shit." She posted homeboy's check, where he's from, his name, very popular dude, right?
That's rough.
Like, and then she's like, "Come get your shit, and I'm done with you." And then she mentioned, and
Oh, that's where you draw the line.
that's your draw the line, right?
That's
Right.
where you drew the line.
Granted. Then one thing that stuck out to me is when after they were asking her what's going on, like what's the deal, and then she mentioned, "Well, if you had come to me and tell me the truth,
We
then
could have
things would
worked
have
this
been
out.
different."
Nah.
Right? Many times I've heard this is gonna be on a gender wars kind of thing. Whatever, get mad. Many times I've heard women say, "If you've just been honest with me, I would have been." Not saying she'll still be okay with it, but then they're always giving the impression that things still would have worked out in your favor.
How?
Greg, we know that's some bullshit, man.
100%. They're looking for
Th-
any way to shit on you.
There's no way ladies gather around whenever a guy telling you the truth of like, yo, I do this, like when you're just meeting somebody, a guy telling you the truth about himself,
Yeah.
is different from a guy lying to you, because I'm coming from the way where a guy's lying to you because he's like, yo, I want you.
Yeah. I want you to accept me for all my flaws.
I want you. Can we just acknowledge the fact of how much I would like your company and like your time? And are we okay with being fuck buddies? No woman is gonna be like,
Oh, I'm down.
sure. So that's why whenever I hear that talk of, it just seems like such a because we know deep down that's not true.
Yeah.
Unless she outright, majority of the time, the girl that says she's not looking for someone serious right now
Is looking for someone
is
serious
looking for someone serious, or the
right
guys
now.
will be like, "Oh, you in your whole phase, I got it."
Oh, we
Cool.
connect on such a deep level.
Yeah, trauma bond. That's trauma's bond and all of the bad
Fuck.
exes we've had.
Nah,
I think we need to come to an understanding that I think females should treat men as, I get it. You're gonna have some lies. They lie to us too. I
everybody
never
does.
believed a segment. I'm sure when you and your girl were courting,
Yeah.
I'm sure she probably told little white lies.
Everybody does that.
But it doesn't mean it's not a lie to, well, granted, homeboy getting married while he's still fucking his chick.
Oh, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
For sure.
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
But then the fact of you saying, because I think some people might want the power of saying, like, you're taking the power away from the person.
Well, white
you're-
lies have like so many different levels of like so many layers of what's an acceptable white lie versus
Okay, yeah.
a white lie to protect who and stuff like that.
What's a good white lie?
A good white lie, I think a white lie is mostly as okay. So a white lie would be like
Think about all the scenarios where you came up with a lie. Okay, chick called you. You know she called you. You didn't pick up.
what was I doing? Oh, I
What
was
were you doing?
sleeping. Oh, my bad, babe. I wasn't feeling well. I was sleeping.
My phone's on silent.
Sure. Hey, it's a white lie. At the
Your
end of the
phone's
day, you
on
spin it
silent.
however you want.
Because at the end of the day, one, it's your fucking fault.
That's it.
You deserve to right to answer whenever.
Tell
you
me
feel.
differently. You weren't right there.
Right?
You didn't see it.
Are you hurting that relationship or hurting that person by telling them that?
Depends on how they view it. I'm telling you, you got to take a white lie as well as you could tell a white lie.
So Craig's okay. Craig's saying white lies are okay.
No, I don't.
No,
I don't
no.
like white
Craig, you
lies.
liar.
I,
You're white lying right now.
I don't like white lies.
Yo, why is it white lie? Critical race theory.
A white lie is a consideration to say that this won't hurt their feelings that much. This is something that is not a deal breaker. This
And
is
we never
not,
think of it as we never categorize it as a white lie.
We
Whenever we're
don't.
doing it. We're just
We
like,
don't.
eh,
that's it.
I just didn't feel like it.
Yeah,
I white lie all the time.
that's it.
All the time.
They think about the repercussions to say that if I told them the real truth, this is what would happen, and this is the balloon
And
that
like,
I would.
do I
be
owe
under.
you this much of this conversation right now? Because it's like, oh, why didn't I answer it? Because part of me really didn't.
I didn't want
feel
to.
like
Yeah,
having this.
if I said I didn't feel like it,
Ooh, but
how's
she
that
said, tell
conversation
her the
spinning?
truth every time, Craig.
Ah,
She said, if you were just honest with me, then things worked out in your favor. Oh, I didn't really want to
man.
talk to you right now. So when does that ever work out? When has anybody's been like, okay, you call your girl
Brutal honesty is such a hard path, though. It's so hard to do, man. A lot of
because
people can't
people
put
call
up with
you
it.
rude. People call you. I've been called
When you
rude.
have brutal honesty, people are so like they'll like you basically like figure out your five friends or be like right there. Your five friends is give you five brutal truths and
Yeah.
five friends, you
Yeah.
will figure it out right then and there.
Mm.
Everybody else will drop you
Your
right off
five
rip.
friends wouldn't give you brutal truths. They give you it like in a joke,
Mm,
then hit you with like, nah, but for real.
this is what it is.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, I never thought of it that. Like
Versus
I've
a
noticed,
white lie.
yeah. I realized that if you're telling somebody that, hey, the brutal, it's the word too, the brutal truth.
Yeah.
Now, me telling somebody, like, if you're with someone and you realize, oh, this person's always clingy. For example, good. I'm gonna start doing this because I've owed too many people too many favors in my life, and it's never helped me out.
Yeah.
So fuck you, nigga. Not you, Craig. The other nigga I'm talking about, right? If you're asking me, yo, where's Stephanie? Every time you see me, or because you're in need, when I know you can call, you can contact said person anytime.
Yeah.
But I know this person's avoiding you because you're being a dick, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not your secretary. I know what they are. That hurt me more in the long term than saying Stephanie's avoiding you because you're not a nice
I
person.
shit don't want to fuck with you like that.
Yeah. I paid the brunt of that because I choose to be brutally honest.
I have a few people that I'm brutally honest with. And
Now that those people start to call you, but there's with my thought, just want to finish this thought. There's some people that are brutally honest for the sake of being raw.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to like be a you're being an ass a
Yeah,
little
pretty
bit.
much.
And those people that might just notice, oh, your circle of friends have just let you just believe a certain thing for so long. You became a character within your group circle. Oh, you're the boy band. That's the shy one. That's the backup one. That's the older one. That's the heartthrob. That's the rude boy.
Wait, lie like that?
Yeah. So when the rude boy comes up to you with like a rude boy X line, you're like, hold up, little man.
Yeah.
You're a rude boy with that clip. We're not fucking over here. So yeah, you'll get the shit
That
slapped
shit
out of
ain't
you.
gonna fly.
Yeah. So those ones are okay. It's the ones where people feel like they have to hurt someone's feelings. Because a lot of people are oblivious to how they act, even when they ask questions.
It depends on how well I know somebody. When you first texted me and
True.
said, like, when we first talked about the subjects and you said white lies, I was like, I thought about kids more than anything. It's like, Santa Claus, Tooth
Yeah.
Fairy, Easter.
See, because with kids, it's less
I feel like
about
that's an innocent white lie because
exactly.
that's
It's
the
just it's
innocent white lies.
reactionary.
It is.
They're literally just trying to cope.
Yeah.
When we
That's
do it,
different.
we've had a preemptive thought. We almost know this conversation was gonna happen. So let me keep a couple white lies in the tuck,
Just in
just
case.
in
You
case.
know what I
Right?
mean?
So, ladies, I say that to say this:
Damn.
if Craig doesn't answer your phone call, maybe I'm just lying down right now, and I just realize I want this moment
But
from
I would say that
You would say I need this moment for myself.
I found that the
That
people
sounds kind of like,
I feel like when I meet people outside of my regular circle, I don't owe you anything. So it's like I will
oh,
give you
okay,
that.
okay,
You know what
okay,
I mean? Like
okay, okay.
it is a dick move, but I will just straight
Yeah,
up
I have
tell you.
anxiety from answering my phone, so
I used to
I would
be
just would. My
so
mom
bad
will
with
call
that.
me, like I told her. I told her she came in about like 1:30 this morning,
Yeah.
and then no, that was last night, night before, and then I went to see her, and I told her I walked in her room, and I'm like, you haven't been here for 24 hours. You've called me 7 times.
Damn.
I'm like, you understand that? And I choose to ignore like 4 of them because I know she needs nothing. I know she needs nothing. I always tell my mom, guys, tell your parents that are fucking clingy as hell, tell them this. Call the cops or the ambulance. Don't fucking call me when when shit's like, oh, I'm supposed to be uncomfortable now and get
Yeah.
out of my bed and drive to your house when some dude's shooting up the block.
Uh
To
what are
do.
we doing at
Yeah,
that
what
point?
are we doing at this time, right? So I said it to say this. With the white lies, you have to keep a buffer zone of how much you let people within your mental space.
I
Your
reserve it for a certain group. I will
like
tell my close friends like you, Zane. I will tell you like straight up, like if I miss a text, I will just say like I was sleeping.
yeah,
I
I'll be like, oh
was
my bad, sorry. Even if you don't have to your preference the
whatever the
next
fuck it
conversation with
was.
my bad about not or I'll just say sorry for the late reply.
That's it.
That's
Like
my thing.
very straightforward.
Sorry for the late.
It's not even a
Yeah.
white lie
That's a
thing. You know what I
respect
mean?
thing though.
Yeah.
That's like you're like, you know what? I rate you enough to you deserve a some
An
sort
honest response.
of why I didn't
And you
show
can
up or
accept
whatever.
or not accept
Right?
that. And most people would. A
Mm.
white lie is reserved for like not your close friend group. It's reserved that like I think about it mostly with kids, children, like your children
Yeah.
slash aunties, nieces, nephews, all that kind of stuff. When it comes to strangers or people that you don't know that well, I feel like a white lie just doesn't need to be there, man. Like with
You
my
would
significant
rather
other,
you say be honest with your situation.
yeah, with my significant other, I feel like a white lie is like a total I fucked up or I didn't. You know what I mean?
You
Like
saying it's easier to call.
I'd rather
So you
admit to
pick
my
up
bullshit.
every phone call, Craig?
Almost,
Ooh.
almost, almost,
You pick up every second phone call after the phone call?
almost. I used to be so bad for that. When I was in my
No, I
20s,
just spoke to you. I'm not picking my mom. If my mom called me twice
when
after I just spoke to her, I'm like, yo,
no,
listen,
trust me, I've accepted so many
call
bad
the
friend
cops.
rewards as far as like I'm like not the
Who's
birthday
giving
dude.
those out?
I'm not the birthday dude. I'm not the call me 10 times and like call me at 1 a.m. Like I fucked up all those scenarios, right? But like I got to a certain point where I don't sugarcoat it no more. There's no more like, oh, sorry, I was XYZ, or oh, I just missed your text, or oh, you linked me X amount of time. And
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of just like dodged all of that because it doesn't do nothing for me at the end of the day.
I hear
If
you. I
Zane,
hear
if you
you.
call
Yeah.
me 10 times,
I think you're rating you're basing on the value the person brings to your life,
I'll
like
just
whether or
straight
not.
up be like, yo, I'm a piece of shit. Just love me for who I
I hate that.
am.
That's
Like,
a
just
good
love me
look.
for who I
I
am. It's
I
okay. Like,
I keep
if you
telling
don't fuck with
my.
me, I understand. Like,
It took my brother years to understand. One of my brothers years to understand that I'm not a phone person per se.
there
I'm
are
great. You
people
drop
like
me at a
that.
barbecue with 50 random people,
Yeah.
I am great.
Yeah.
But to be on the phone for like an hour of hey, so how's the kids?
How's life?
I only reserve that for my top five, where we go through the motions and then we just start talking about each other and just joking,
Like,
start making jokes, right?
Mr. Shades, I will talk to this guy like so blunt. You know what I mean? We'll have certain conversations. They get deep. You get deep with
No,
your
no, no. You
bros
you
and
you
your
you
real
you
close
appreciate
ones.
those relationships though. The friend when you're like, nah, that's fucked. You shouldn't have done
You
that.
shouldn't have done that.
And you
Or,
almost take pride in that because you know they would understand where you're coming from.
but they don't. But they don't.
Shades, I'm sorry, bro. I tried here.
But at the same time, they're like, I'm spilling my guts out to this guy, and he's just being a fucking asshole about it. And you're just like, well,
Those are
if
the
you
rough
call me
ones.
back tomorrow,
I have one of those
you know
friends.
what I mean?
David, listen, man. You mean well so much, but your views are always so like there's no gray area.
A little bit hot
He's like, he's
sometimes.
your brother. You should respect him. I'm like, but if he chopped up 10 kids,
It's called
I gotta
unconditional
let
love,
him
fam.
go.
It's called
So why did you
unconditional
tell
love.
me that? Because I didn't want to spread any more hate and animosity.
Man, white lies that you tell to your gal. Oh my God.
I didn't. I'm sorry I missed your phone call. I was
Okay.
busy.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't hear my phone.
Okay.
It always seems phone.
It's
Because
phone
soon as you
relatable.
say it's something to mess with like your mental or how you're feeling,
Yeah.
they take it personally.
Yeah.
They're like, you know that answer that doesn't make things okay, like, oh, or I see,
Okay.
or mm. the things that are no words at all,
Right, right,
the
right.
sound effects,
Yeah.
those are words because those mean a million different things. Like someone told me, if you want to really know what someone thinks about you, approach them from a blind spot.
Okay.
Like pseudo surprise them. Hey, first 2 milliseconds, you'll see their two responses of the second one would be like, you fucking weirdo. And the
And
next one would be
then,
like, oh, what's up? Right? Or, oh, you funny, you got me.
yeah.
The you got me means like they're cool with your mannerisms and how you
Yeah,
behave
yeah, yeah,
towards and
yeah,
all
yeah.
that. Now, granted, don't creep to anybody blind spot. You're begging for attention here and certain things like
I
that.
worked on these kind of things, man.
Yeah.
I used to be so bad at like screening texts and screening calls. I used to have like 10, 20 people coming to my crib religiously. So I used to be very like if I just wanted a day to myself, I was not the guy that could tell you, "Yo, Zane, I just want to chill. I'm on the couch right now.
You should be able to tell me
I'm on
that.
my third
See,
blunt.
good with that. If I called you like,
Now,
Craig, we're going out. I want to go out tonight.
yo, I'm not about it or I'm about it.
Are you
100%.
fucking pussy? You're not gonna come with me,
I'm
bro.
I'm out here every time. 9 out of 10, I'm out here. But I used to be so like, oh my God, like, oh, let me just sit on the couch, chill with the cat. I'm like, I just fell asleep. You know what I mean? And
I had
I had
anxiety.
boys tell me, yo, I got red receipts for that shit. I saw you saw my message. And I was like, it kind of just, a switch goes off. And it's like, I could have just said to you, like, I'm not about it. My next, a next
But
man,
then that's left you dealing with
a
how
next
they're
man tell me,
feeling.
yo, if you have beef with me, you say, yo, if you don't fuck with me, just tell me you don't fuck with me. You're like that.
But
Yeah,
that's what
because
I'm saying.
I used to have
You
so many
leave them in a
people in my
raw state where
circle.
they're like,
It's not good like that.
but Craig,
I realize that's so unhealthy,
you
bro.
don't. people don't understand the effect that you have on others,
I
Craig.
know, but I had
You
to
might just
just
think you're the man them,
and you're
but
not, you're
you
that
to that
man.
yeah.
You're
You're
yo,
not trying to
when I'm
feel
on a
how the
ledge, you
dude's
gotta
like,
talk
yeah,
me off the ledge
he's like,
right
you're the only
now.
person I want to talk to,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna
I didn't
like
realize
and like
that. It
and
took
there
a lot.
also thanks friends for putting me in that for giving me that position. So now you put me in like I don't want to be the captain.
I don't wanna be off this, like,
I
yo,
don't. But then I'm like, I get it.
yeah,
I understand.
you're going through
It's
something?
like
Yo, I got it right there. Like, I had to draw that line because it's exactly what I went through, and I went through all the white lies, and I went through all the typical bullshit, and it was like, "You know what? I don't need this right now." Like, it is black or white. I fuck with you or I don't,
yeah,
and I want you here or I don't, and like if you legit call me and I don't answer, it's because I am actually doing something, working with the wifey XYZ. I will get back to you and we will get to the root of the solution. But I had that whole phase where people would link me in those exact situations. It's not fair to people to do that to them. So
yeah.
I had to get over that. Is that I had to accept that I have opened myself up to this person as this person. I am the guy that you can call when XYZ shit is going down. I
Yeah.
am the XYZ when you need XYZ. Or you can totally separate yourself from that. If I don't want a part of that
I
bullshit,
think you still this the other party still needs some deserves some part of communication. So I'll say, Craig, I'm not a phone guy.
fair enough.
My close circle, my top 5 to 10 knows if you call me and I don't pick up, don't take it away.
Don't take it
If you
personally.
call me a day later and I still don't pick up,
Yeah.
don't take it's just how I try my best, but it's
Now,
weird. It's
there's
almost feel
repercussions
like
with
if
all
you
of that.
call me and I'm talking to you, I'm doing it because you want to talk to me, not because I want to talk. It's a weird feeling I have where it's like you would have to be selfless in that moment. Like you said, there are your friends that will just need your attention way more
Yeah.
than you'll ever need theirs.
100%.
Way more than you'll ever need theirs. And then
100%. My
it's
boys, when
hard.
it come
It's
down to it,
hard.
like I had to understand that if they call, like, I value their friendship, like, same as yours. I value the friendship a certain way versus when I was in my 20s versus where I'm at now is that phone call, even like your boy calls you at 4 in the morning drunk as fuck, and you're like, oh, I got work tomorrow. I got work in 3 hours. Why the fuck
Yeah.
you calling me? It didn't
That
seem
also
so
speaks
deep.
to your
It just
stage
seemed
in
like,
life.
yeah, facts, but it seemed like, oh, this person, like, I just getting them through it. We're just going through the motions right now. Whereas now it's like, okay, this means a lot more to me at the same time. Like, you count on me, I have to be there for you. I have to accept that. Whereas they know after a certain amount of phone calls that you don't pick up, I'm not calling Craig when shit's fucked up. I'm not calling this guy because he ain't gonna fucking
He ain't
answer at
gonna
like
pick up.
3 in the
But
morning.
then that's
He
like
ain't
I
gonna
said,
talk me off the ledge at this point.
that goes to where people still have to be cognizant of, am I calling Craig because I solely need Craig? Yes.
Or
But how much does Craig really have to talk to me, right? You know what I mean?
when he don't answer, how's that feeling go for that next person? When you get that, oh,
Yeah.
click, 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 like, bro, that's a heavy thing to weigh on. You know what I mean? Like when
That's
you
true.
call somebody and they don't pick up, and you're like, I expected this. I knew that when I
That's so
called
much
you,
expectation. Oh,
it
you
was
know
gonna
they're
hit
gonna.
my voicemail.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
But
I'm calling you every because you're gonna know I called.
it's I. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? When you wake up tomorrow morning, you're gonna see, yo, so and so called me at like 3 in the morning. They're like, they was going through it right now.
I think I'm struggling with that because my brother's always trying to put in my head that like your phone calls mean a lot to people, and I'm just like,
It's a lot of
yeah, but what about
pressure.
me?
It's a lot of pressure,
He's like
man.
that they do that, and he pretty much is like,
It's a
your brother
lot.
went insane because you never called him. I'm
You
like,
don't
I've
want
been
that.
supporting this motherfucker for so long. What is he
That's what
calling?
I'm saying. You don't
It's
want
not
that.
on. It's I think a lot of people do put way too much pressure on others to be there for them.
Yeah, and he's like, I've
Handle
already
your
done
shit.
XYZ
Yeah.
for you, bro. Like,
What about me?
yeah,
You didn't ask me what I'm
I got a
going
lot to
through.
go in the morning, bro. Like, you don't. I kind of need this 5 hours of sleep right now. I'm kind of valuing this 5 hours of sleep right now. I
Your
could
time
talk to
right,
you,
Craig.
and it's all good, but we
Yeah,
got 120 right now.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Well, I said that to say this. Out of all the topics we had to talk about, we talked
Mm-hmm.
about 3 tonight.
Yeah, we was
We got passionate. Today was a passionate night. I like it.
Stone Cold is the best wrestler alive.
You just might be right.
Prove me wrong.
Just because that dude had like 3 knees.
Facts. That knee
Crazy.
brace was on two different
Yeah.
knees at each time.
Now, I was happy when he changed into the jeans pants, then the
Mm.
Speedos,
Mm.
right? Leave that for The Rock.
Oh yeah, that's fact.
What else do we say? We say Trump for 2024,
Ah,
right?
I
When I
need
said
another
it, Craig
candidate.
didn't say it. Pick up the phone when your friends call, only when you feel like it.
Yes.
Because guess what? If I'm not in a space to support you,
Yeah.
I can't support you.
Yeah, the white lies,
We're gonna change that to semi brown tan ginger lies. Ginger
ginger
lies.
lies.
Ginger lies.
Just be honest, bro. Be like, yo, I'm not fucking with you right now.
Ouch.
I'm fucking busy.
That's rough. That is rough. Be careful of your oversensitive friends and be able to let everybody know in your circle that hey, I might not be there all the time, but I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, if you're here face to face with me, we can have that conversation.
Find me first,
Hey,
motherfuckers.
come get me. John Cena, I'm
That's
doing
a
the
come
hands like
on.
that.
So good. That's a passing on the train. Oh man, that was a
Shit.
good episode, Craig.
Oh, not
I'm
bad,
loving
not
this,
bad.
man. You guys
Hey,
come with love.
we
Please
got a
leave with love.
big episode 60 coming up, but everybody stay
Mhm.
safe out there. Valentine's Day's coming up. Yo, loved ones, hug and protect your loved ones. Those of you that do not have a date, do not stress, my guy or
Yeah,
gal.
you love yourself. You know
Yo,
what?
love
Have
yourself.
they did Friendsgiving. Can we have Valentine's Day?
I am so down with that.
Yeah, you guys have a take your friends, y'all go out, get something to
Go get
eat,
a fucking
and
dinner,
just
bro.
give each other a card.
Hell yeah,
How
bro.
about that?
Hell yeah.
Let's widen the concept of love where it's just usually just more of a more of a
Learn,
sexual intimate thing. Let's push it out to just love your friends, man.
love yourself at the end of the day.
Very true.
Until you love yourself, you will not learn to love others. You have to take some time. It takes a little bit of deep sea exploration to make sure you're good with everything that you got going on.
Yeah, I'll listen to Craig. Craig got like Valentine's Day booked up
Facts. We
already.
got a lit dinner. We got it already planned out.
It's
I
true.
cannot
It's like a month
divulge.
from now.
I cannot divulge. But by the next episode, what is it today? Yeah, by the next episode, we should have a little bit of details for y'all. This has been the episode 59. It's Space
Mhm.
Boy Elroy here with
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Zane. We appreciate y'all. Y'all can find us on the Hidden Six at Spotify, at Apple Music, and Apple Podcasts,
Google Play everywhere
many
else.
other streaming platforms. Please
DSPs
tell a friend about us.
to tell a friend.
American listeners, don't worry. The election's going to be
Yeah,
fine.
hold your heads, man.
We'll see y'all in the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.